Mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2. Good morning. This is Simon with TRADEnPERFORM Coaching. Okay, I'm going to show you how to fix this chart and why it matters. So I'm going to flip this to a 32 tick chart. First, I'm going to do the longs. The first thing you do is go chart settings. It's the same procedure for both charts, okay? And it is, first of all, I don't need 40 days, 5 days. Data limiting, bar period, change it to a 32 tick, okay, and hit OK. It will load in just a second. Okay, so what I did in addition to that is if you go analysis, studies, I changed the stop on this to 24 ticks. If you need to adjust it for this amount of stop that changes, it doesn't change it by a lot, but cut it to 8. Just cut 2 off and make your 2 initial scales 2 and 2 instead of 3 and 3. Okay, you still need the extension on it. Settings. So I come over here. I'm going to leave mine. It doesn't bother me. I'm leaving mine at 10. Okay, so I am changing my stop mode from 20 to 24. Okay, and I am changing my break-even mode, break-even just above. I'm changing it to 20 goes minus 40 and 25 goes to 0. Okay, and my targets, like I said, what I would change here is I drop 1 off of each of the first 2 and go 2 2, but make sure you get the extensions on the last one. I'm not changing it. It's not a big difference in the stop, but let me tell you what the difference was even on the 24 yesterday. So Bill and I went through on the 24 tick, both long and short. If you just change the stop to 24 points, it flipped the trader assist from negative 1,000 whatever it was to positive $600 on the day between the longs and the shorts. The bars, because of the range and the VIX, are getting wicked behind, right? They're getting wicked behind, stopped, and then going, right? I want to say that again. They're getting wicked behind, stopped, and then going, okay? So there's 2 ways to adjust it. Use the 32 tick, which is what I've chosen to do. But either way, the 24 or the 32 need a 24-point stop to survive, okay? The next thing is I'm changing my scales just slightly to 10, 20, 25. Where's my last one? OCO4 and 40. 10, 25, 40. So I changed it slightly from 10 and 15 to 10 and 20, and I hit OK, OK. Now I'm on a 32 tick. So just to show you, these are our longs yesterday, right? Here's the trades that it took. I think the long was still down. It was this long right here. So it scaled and moved, but all these stops went away that were up here involved in this. It was 1 bar. It was that bar right there. And then I don't think we had anything in the afternoon, but I'll go look to make sure. Pretty sure not. They cut it to 1 trade to the long side. So that fixed that downside problem. Okay. And now we'll go do the shorts so you can see the same thing. So chart settings. Man, I didn't know I had 80 days on this. $32 ticks. Here's your trades from yesterday on the short side. So we'll start at 9 o'clock. This was trade 1 and it survived. Okay, this is trade 1 and it survived with a 24-point stop. Okay, and then that was trade 2, full stop. And then you make all your money over here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you get all those, excuse me, I stand back. These stops don't go away. Sorry, I got ADD. Those stops go away. And you get this trade short, this trade short, it survives. This is a stop, and then this one gets its trade, and then this one gets its trade. for scales. You got to remember they're 32 ticks, so they're bigger. That got you to plus on a 32 tick. Bill 900, is that right for the day? Did I get it correct? Yeah, that got you to plus 900 on the day from negative. So that's how you, yeah, it makes a big difference. Okay, it makes a big difference. The next thing I want to show you. So that's how I'm running it today. I am starting it at 9:03. So this is very important. Okay, I am running it at 9:03. Two things. This would not have saved you Friday afternoon. If we go into a large 300-point balance range, it's not getting its scales. Okay, it is not getting its scales. It's just folding back on each other, and you got to make sure that you're trading over on the edge in order to catch the trade. Okay, so I'll do my best to identify it. Okay, the other thing I want to point out is if you look at yesterday, on the, how am I doing on time? Good. Oh, I didn't post the chart, did I? Apologies. Those are our primary areas. If anyone needs me to post a chart book for it, please let me know and I'll do it right now. Okay, so if you go back and look at the 32 tick, if you don't need it, just if you, it's not an inconvenience. I just don't want to do it if no one needs it or no one's using it, right? So if you look at the 32 tick from yesterday, just observe, right? We didn't have to make it perfect or anything else, right? Tuesday, Monday. Okay, we're going to follow the same rules. We're going to wait till 9 o'clock. Okay, so just look at the bars as they're going on the turn, right? So look, white bar down, maybe stopped. White bar down, not stopped. White bar down, not stopped. It got a little choppy there, but it was 1, 2, 3 white bars down on the turn. Okay, you come down, obviously. So I'm just going to point out the contra trades, even though I didn't take them. Green bar, double square, up. Okay, green bar up, white bar down. I'm just going through the series. Okay, I'm not saying this is what I did. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm just showing you the reason why I'm switching to a 32 tick. It's working better. Green bar up, white bar down, stopped, right? So this is a tough trade to take, but that star on the first bar on the turn or on the second bar produces really large rotations. I'm probably going to trade that with like 3 contracts today, right? Because my stop has to go up here. You can use it with a single bar reversal, which you'll notice. So there's 2 ways to trade this star. Let me be very clear. See that blue star right there? Everyone has it, okay? It's the bid ask and balance star. So when you get it, you can simply put a 24-point stop on it and it'll trade just fine. It's not programmed yet, but it does well. Again, 24-point stop on the star, and it does fall away. Okay, so I'm going to keep going through the series. Okay, obviously no one would be going long underneath the 100 and 200 here. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. White bar down, that gets stopped eventually, right? This impulse move should have told you caution on the shorts, right? So now you're over the 100 and you're over the 200, right? Green bar up. Doesn't extend very far, but it does come up high enough where you get a move from 48 to 61. Okay, I'm not saying it's glorious. I'm just saying that's what it did. We slip underneath here. See when we slipped underneath the 100 and the 200. Blue star down. Again, a 24-point stop kept you in that trade. And I think that's probably how I'm going to trade it as opposed to the swing. But it's 49, and the high on that was 61. So 49, 59, 69 is a 20-point stop. So it kept you in the trade, gave you a beautiful rotation lower, right? Star down there, obviously that kept you in the trade. We will have that star programmed, we just don't have it yet. So then white bar down, again on the 32. Obviously no one needs any explanation on that. So if you're trading contra, which again, I've walked away from that pretty much, but stop, stop, win, stop. That was a sucky sequence if you're trying to trade that, right? But you recovered here on the white bar down on the turn, white bar down on the turn, white bar down on the turn. Again, you're pretty low in the channel at that point. Star down, and those were all scalpable. So that's my 2 cents. I want to be ready for the open. The afternoon worked fine. That's why I'm switching to the 32. If I see VIX drop below 19, I will switch back to the 24 tick. Okay. So the over under is VIX 19. Does anyone have any questions about that? And the easy way to get VIX, it's published live, is you get a browser. It's 20 points to break even for the Trader Assist. So what you do is you go to grab this, type in $VIX, and it'll show you exactly where it's at. Right now it's at 23.67. Okay. When that drops below 19, back to the 24 tick. If you want to be aggressive at 20, but we're over 23. If I see it below 19, that's my over under. It updates live and in real time every 10 seconds or so. So everyone has access to that. Just type it in and you're good to go. Oh, I may have made a mistake, Bill. That's fine. I have mine set at 20. You can, break even. I apologize. 20 minus 10, 25 break even. Bill's correct. 20 minus 10, 25 break even. Sorry. I apologize. And I would actually like to see the open this morning. You can see this whole area right here is becoming a chop zone at prior day's low. I will let them break above or break below. They have been driving it hard in that first 30 minutes. I will not be participating there. Give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back, guys, and we'll get to work on trading. I think 32 tick should do us well today. So 32 tick, 24 point stop. Let the obviously location over under the 100 and 200, and we'll go from there. And the blue stars, which I'm making an effort to call out today and point out and take. I've been missing a bunch of them. So I'll talk to you all in a sec. Well, I'm absolutely shocked that we went straight up. Just shocked, I tell you. Stop mode, distance. Yeah, 24 points, correct. Break even mode needs to go 20 minus 40, 25, 0. That's correct. All of that's correct. That was a pretty quick droppy drop there. We have U.S. factory orders at 9 o'clock. And that's it. VIX at 23.79. So I'm going to start pointing out the bars on the 32 tick. White bar down, that's over the 100. Green bar up, that's over the 100 and 200. Stop. Let's write out the open. And stop if you try to trade that out of tweezers, which aren't working very well right now. And you can see that we have just been testing that 30. You know that 37 has to be gotten over, right? You can just see we're rejecting right out of it. So you can see how that zone held where that cluster was. So now I would expect 02 to 36 to get I would expect from 662 to 636 to get some kind of response. Again, first half hour, so I'm just a passenger on this thing, watching out the window. A nice roll down. Again, no guessing is what I suggest. You follow the algos. That star up, again, the first star, that's usually a good bar. That's exactly what I would have expected to happen at that 62 to 36. It's just so fast. You know, how do you, I don't know. Hey, Tasia, were you in the room this morning listening? Okay, so if you we switched to the 32 tick on the 24, and if you did that, your day went to positive 900 yesterday on a 32 tick with a 24-point stop. But if you just did a 24-point stop on the 24 tick itself, your day flipped to positive 600. Okay, so it's just a matter of adjusting for the when the VIX is over 20. We all know that it's going to be more volatile. That's what fixed yesterday. So, and that's fine. You can work the long side if you like. I got no problem with that. I'm working both sides today, but that's how to fix yesterday. It was just wicking behind. 32 tick, 24-point stop. 20 points goes minus. If you look at the everything everyone's posted above, 20 points goes to minus 40 ticks, and 25 goes to break even. And I've got no problem with you not shorting, as you know, obviously. In those zones, I'm telling you, when those points of control gather all like that, it's pretty good trades. When? Man, so fast. You better not have anything off on the way you're trading. Again, white bar down stopped. No signal on the second on the 32. Star up, right? That lifted, then balance stopped out, I think. But you can see the zone itself held. Green bar up stopped. We're under the 100 and 200. This is the second or third test, depending on how you look at it, of this zone. Again, what I'd like to see is that level busted, test the 626, and then get back over the 662 for the long side trade. Here comes that Globex low test, which is a little bit below it, 20, we're right at it, 24,600-ish. Again, I'm not catching falling knives, so I'm not doing anything. I'm just watching the world go by, and I'm good with that. Someone else can be a genius here. Certainly wasn't me. And the other thing I want to point out, and I was talking to Bill about this yesterday, if you go back a year and a half ago, so if you go back 3 years ago, it took me like 2 weeks to adjust to the current environment, right? Then we cut it down to 1 week. We pretty much have it down to 1 to 2 days of pivoting to whatever the new environment is, right? And I think that idea or that concept is really, really important. Orange bar, yellow dot, big volume on that bar there, coming off the 26. Again, I'm not taking it. It's under the 200, under the 100, and I know I want to be playing over 62. I know that that's what has to hold above to go higher. The place I get in trouble with my, outside of the adjustment, place I get in trouble is when I think I know what it's going to do next, as opposed to going, that's my algo, let me take it. Like here, that's star down, right? If I was going to take it, that's fine. It's a 24-point stop from 45. It's a 65 stop, right? If I'm going to take that, right? Then the other thing I want to be able to do is travel to the top and the bottom of channels. In general, get 2-3 bars up in a row, etc., etc. And then I also want to remember I'm looking for resistance. But people are going to be down there looking to capture that low. Like who in retail land doesn't go, oh, that's probably the low, right? There's just nobody who's going to do that, right? Where they're going to go, oh yeah, I'm going to capture the low, no problem. That's what retail land loves to do, right? Is go capture lows. So there's going to be responsive buyers down here, right? And then what do they say? They just stop me out. Well, they all have their stop right there at Globex low. Whatever that may be. I don't know why I don't have that marked off, but that's fine. $24,603 is Globex low. Again, 32 tick, white bar down on the turn. We're pointing this out so that you can get used to it. And then what we want to do is get sensitive to when it stops working. When the range comes in, this 32 tick will be a little bit harder to make work, and we'll flip back to the 24 tick, right? Is all this making sense and easy enough to follow, or do I need to explain it again? I don't want anyone getting smoked. I called several people, spoke with several people last night that I feel are at risk of not catching the shift quickly. And or I messaged people to the people who I feel don't have enough experience under their belt that I know have a history of blowing up accounts. And I spoke to them and said, hey, you've got to shift. You can't wait another day or two. You got to pivot on this because they're going to tear you apart with this 24 tick, right? You got to pivot on the stop. If you'll do that, right? If you'll do that, most everyone, there wasn't a whole lot of calls, right? But most everyone, if you will do that and you'll pivot to the 32 tick, you will be okay, right? If it feels like you've lost your grounding, just look at the 24 tick and make sure you also have a signal off the 32 before you take your trade, right? And let the market come to you, right? So you can see that's all retail trading below that 24,603. It's just retail guys going, hey, I'll take it, right? We're going to hit Globex low and take it. I know I need to be back above 662 to go higher because I know all those points of control are sitting there. $24-point stops. Yes, sir. No problem. So if you'll do that, your whole workflow will go smoother in this range. Tasia, go look at Friday afternoon. The 32 tick would not save you there. You had to use risk control. Okay, you had to scalp out of it early. It wasn't getting the full extensions. When we go into that balance, if we go into like a 300 or 400 point balance, you got to go to a 40 or a 60 tick. It's just ridiculous. I just wouldn't trade Friday afternoon while we're in this. It's just a swamp of mess. So we need to be above 24,662 to be looking higher. It makes sense. That's where the 100 is. And we've got another support level down here at 545. And we have econ in 8 minutes. But all of this is handled. We can handle all of this, right? Because we know two things going back to our lessons from April. April, VIX was incredibly high. We should have switched to a 32 tick earlier than we did. You know, you can just play defense all of April and have a kick ass rest of the year. All the stats say that. Okay. But we actually have a way of capturing this, which is pretty good, right? Into the beginning of support. Down 329 on NQ, 64 on ES. And this is better start to the day instead of straight up. It's nice to see him getting trashed. Now you know you need about 24,603. All right, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, all that. You got an impulse move above, and then after that, you got to get above. I think above 662 is where we start rolling back to the upside. But again, this is all being controlled by retail. So whatever they do, and that's that. They've been responding off of each level, right? Tomorrow, I think we have both NVIDIA earnings and Fed minutes. Let me see. NVIDIA at the close, 20-year bond auction at noon, Fed meeting minutes at 1, and Fed's Williams speaks at 1. So, yeah. You know, the other thing is the trader is a trade assistant. If you're not getting your extensions, there's multiple times yesterday where you could have tagged out of that trade. The market's not rolling smoothly. There are times when you have to interfere and go, hey, I'm not getting my 40-point scales. I'm just going to pound it out here and manage the risk that way. Like there's multiple ways to do it, right? And again, to reiterate, it should work better after 10:30 than before 10:30 when volatility is very high. Hey, Bill, how are we doing on the per minute volume bars? Way above? Oh, you and I are on the same exact point. Yes, agreed, 100%. Okay, so you can choose to trade or lock till 10:30 or just see how it goes. Those are the two choices. It's really pretty easy choice when you think about it. Obviously in trend down below prior day's low, open drive lower, etc., 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 etc. So I'm pretty relaxed today. It took me yesterday was stressful trying to figure out. Thanks, Bill helped enormously in figuring out what we have to do. The team helped. No one freaked out. I didn't hear from anyone who was like, "Oh my gosh, it's all over," right? Which is much appreciated that we keep our cool. Wow, that's some volatility right there. There's the econ. White bar up. Again, if you're going to take that, it's a 24-point stop. And you're below the 100 and the 200, obviously. So I'm not doing nothing. I'm just watching the world go by. Thank you, Bill. There's 24,420 level. So now I know I've got to get back above 25,545. Just mark the levels that failed, right? Got to get above that to go higher now. You don't have to catch a falling knife. And I don't think anyone in the room has a problem with that at this point. We're down 402 and 76.50. They're certainly trying, aren't they? If you keep a cool head, you will be just fine. Not a big deal. If you lose your mind, you lose your mind. Just it's in a pure free fall. Let it free fall. First test is over that 25,545. The sidewinders rolling through. The 100. That's a 120 point counter rotation there. Green bar down, but second bar down, not first. Maybe news floating around, who knows? Just follow the little bouncing balls. There's a blue star down on the turn, but I'll often get some follow through. You have them on both bars. It's on the 24 still. That's taking everything possible. Again, this is the first test, is to get over that 545. You can see they're building that wedge right there. You want to see an impulse move above, and then maybe come back in for a backside test. See how I've had to get over that? And everyone knows it. And if you do not like the trade here, you do not have to trade here. Again, that's trader assist for a reason. Under the 100, under the 200, and under the Sidewinder. Sidewinder doesn't matter so much except when it first comes through. And no guessing. If we wait till after 10:30, it'll be a lot easier to figure out what they want to do, has been my on the look back, right? But that's why you just can't go, oh, it's over 45, I'm long, right? They obviously squeezed everyone out. They squeezed them out over there, and now they're rolling it back down. And my goal is simply to stay calm today, because I know I will get paid if I do that. If I stay calm, I will do that. So this is triggered set up short right here, and we're down 377. You have to decide if you want that or not. Okay, again, it's a little bit hard to be completely prepared for 22 VIX. What a lot of people will do is just go, hey, I don't want to be involved with this at all, and I can just skip, right? And that's fine too. Or wait till it slows down. $24.89. Okay, so I'm trying to do my best to guide y'all so you don't get in trouble. This should be an easy psychological setup. That this is like going to the beach where the waves are normally 2 feet. You're like, oh, I'm fine. You look at it and you go, oh, look, the waves are 15 feet, but I'm good. I'm going out there. You would never do it, right? 15-foot waves are freaking scary. So that would be a no fire because of the gap, because it just didn't get there, right? Again, white bar down. I would mark it as going, hey, look, white bar down, right? Now you got to decide whether you want to trade it or not. It's above the 100, but below the 200. But as I went through this morning, pointed out, where are the algos? How are they trading? Yes, I agree. 402 points is really difficult. All these things will help us stay out of the. Oh, it did? Thank you. Good deal. It did because it printed below the 100. You should have your scales off on that. You do. Good job, Tasia. Thank you, Tasia. Didn't see it. So there you go. Start the day off well. Does anyone confused need more additional guidance in the room? Anything else? I want to make sure I've done a good job of preparing everyone, that they're mentally focused on what our challenge is here and how to best counter what's going on with to still get winning trades and or abstain, one of the two. I think that's a new low of the day. Pushing down into that, I don't know why I had that marked off, 220 and 884. Like I said, I think those are great trap areas. You'll hear I'm a lot less stressed today than I was yesterday. When I get PA that I didn't anticipate, I got to start. Okay, good. Because I don't want to blow up the work that I did. Like, we've had a great run. I've had a good run. People have made great progress no matter where you are. I've seen people stop blowing up accounts. I've seen people starting to make good money. But the whole trick to it is, can you survive this, right? And the problem with our mind frame is day traders is like, this day is the only day that matters, right? No, it's not. Coming down to that 24, 394, you gotta think people are going, hey, I've been waiting for this. If I was a fund manager, I sure would be. Get underneath that 394. Come on. Then we got to get over the two. So what will change this time is as we come up here is if we can get over this 100, 200 and set up for the long. No algo off the 24. Attempted trap there, but again, I'm more interested above 25, 545. You'll notice that this never got above on the 32 tick, only on the 24 tick. Did they try to get above it? Oh, not even on the 24, just went right to it. So now we have a backside rejection at 545. It could pass through there and just go. Could. I'd like to see him come down and nail this low down here. Star down on the second bar. And both the 24 and the 32. That fits your stop at 88 max. I don't know if I would actually want to be shorting down here. They keep trying to find the bottom. Like that. Over the 200 on the 24. That makes sense that they try to hold that area. They didn't take out the lowest low. They may have gotten overcommitment from traders there. Coming back to that 44 area, that's what they had to break. Here's where everyone's looking, whether they take it out there. Attempt. Very hard. See how it's sweeping so wide and so fast now? Very, very difficult to get that. Fixed is the wrong word, but fixed. Over the 100, over the 200, right? Over the 100, over the 200. We have the trader through both. So longs will fire here. Okay. This is telling us we're in a condition where we could hit some escape velocity to the upside. That's what that's telling you. Right now, will it do it this time? I have no idea. That's what it's telling you. Star up, 24-point stop kept you in for some type of scalp. Down 284. So fast. I mean, that's just blindingly fast. Again, if you're uncomfortable or don't know what you want to do, just don't take the trade. Pretty simple. Backside test of that 45. People will be looking for that to hold. Again, you can see them trying to hold that consolidation. So you know it's got to hold 98 just from structurally looking at it, right? That's what it's got to hold to go higher. That star up on the 24, star on the second bar on 32, no algo on the 32, and it would have been out of tweezers. It wouldn't have taken it anyways. And this should not be surprising, this whole whip back and forth thing. We should actually be at the point where like, yeah, well, we knew this was coming. This is the next resistance area up here. That's a head and shoulders top over there that they're trying to pin on the 32, but if they break it, left shoulder, right shoulder's lower than left shoulder, that's pretty bearish formation. So we'll see. Now, if you break that right shoulder now that they've enforced it, watch for the squeeze to come in. And you can see the downside pressure is lessened, right? Because the speed of the move is going lower and lower, right? You can see people are pressing down. My only question would be is how would I take that? That should go up. Squeeze up towards 24,636. I just don't know how to get it. Should. Will, different story. Well, obviously I'd like it to come down and give me an algo up. Well, what a battle royale here trying to work it out here on that head and shoulders. And when you see them like, well, I think it should go higher, and you see this battle going back and forth and how fast they're sweeping the bars, right? You can just go, this is more than I can emotionally handle, right? And kill it. Right? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. What I don't like is getting insta stopped for an insta loss. White bar, purple bar down on the 32 tick. there trying to push it down again. That was white bar down on the turn on the 32. Back to the 50. What a tug of war. So you can see they're fighting it out. They're trying to establish that 50-45, right? So think about it. Let's say we close at 25 today, right? Let's just say, pretend, okay? Look at how they're holding the support level in real time, and then figure out how have you captured that, or what is this structure going to look like if they break it out to the upside from here? Like, what are my trades going to look like? So far, I've got this green bar on at 32. That's it. I'll leave my stop at the low, and if that's the low, that's great. If not, the question you should ask is, well, what does the low look like? What would the low look like? Because what I see is we didn't get to the 2420, but we have a flagpole and a flag, right? So that if you know you have a flagpole and a flag, now you got to think, what's the process for grabbing the flagpole and the flag from here? And what you know right now is you do not want to trade in the middle of this at all. Do not take a trade anywhere near 25, 550 to 570. Below or above, okay. Do not get caught in the middle of that consolidation area. At least I wouldn't. White bar, green bar up, double square on a 32. Right there. Everyone see that? Above the 200. There's the launch. And we needed to clear the 24,603. Bill, how are we doing on volume? Still super strong? It looks like we haven't dropped off at all based on what I'm looking at. We obviously have a little consolidation phase going through here, ranging from 603 to 516, 100-point intraday consolidation range. The shift after day one is a lot easier than the shift after without getting it. This is a lot easier for me to handle in terms of what I'm looking for. Got it. Thank you. That makes sense. So they tried several times. Remember, they've got to hold above 546 to go higher now. Just the way of the world. Below the 100, below the 200, and free fall, and retesting that 400 down. Not easy. People are getting their whip around here. Look, we're going to come back and take care of that 24,394 is what they're trying to do. Double green on the 32. Still needs above 545. Clearly see you need back above 9.8 to squeeze them in London, towards London close as well. Oh, the hourly first hour point of control. This is important. Is at 545. You gotta be above that in order to go higher. I would like highlight that as brightly as possible. You've got to be above this. You've got to be above that in order to go higher. It's just simple math at this point. That's also going to be the target, and people are going to see how they came underneath it, reject it. They tried above, backside test, fall away. Yeah. Okay, so 24,550. I know you've got to be above that now to go higher. VIX is at 24.81. Is everyone clear on why that first hour point of control is important? And bring it right to that 50. The curve off the bottom. White bar with star down. Backside test about 98. Wow, look at that. Impulse move. Man, it's so freaking loosey goosey. Unbelievable. Wow. I mean, these are 100-point whips. They're not just little whips, they're massive, monstrous whips. Like, that's crazy. We just went 517 to 72, like in a second. So I don't know if there's news out there or what's going on. Look at the whipsaw. Guys, this is Whip City. I'm just telling you, look at these bars. Someone's talking or something's going on. Okay. When this happens and it's at 10:30, I'm totally fine missing this. I got to tell you. Okay. If you think differently, be my guest. This sucks. This is, hey, can I get my stops hit time and time and time again? Is what that is. Because someone's speaking somewhere. I don't know where. I don't care where. I'm not asking your opinion. That's what happens when people speak. Is the algos buy it, the algos sell it. Horrible trading. Okay, horrible, horrible trading. When it's whipping in a 50-point, 30-point range in seconds, you better bring your best trading skills because they're gonna freaking kill you. Thank you. Fed's bar is speaking right now, guys. So just heads up. Algo took that, just FYI, and you're in the middle of a Fed speaker on Whip City. So again, that's why I say that, hey, just announced that's likely to stop, and it did. Okay? Just FYI. That's why I say, hey, when it's whipping like this, be careful. They're just going off of whoever says boo. Okay? You're down 400 trying to get the short, trying to press into this Fed guy. Yeah. Again, I would not be trading around this guy in this condition. I cannot say it any clearer. I would not. It's just too hard when we're all the way down here. Look how fast these bars are whipping. I can't keep up with it. And I'm pretty good at doing this, and I cannot keep up with it. We are not trending up. The 200 is starting to go sideways on the 32 tick, which usually means balance. Okay. The Sidewinder is trying to cross up through the 100. Okay. Which is, could be an early warning system. But yeah, this is as hard as it gets. Over the 200 on the 24, 100, the sidewinder's crossing through the 100 there. You know you have to clear this 24,550. All my focus is on that 24,550. I'm pretty much above it. I'm looking for longs, and below it, I'm neutral right now. I know above it, we have the chance of going much higher. That's what I know. $60 tick. There, they'll give, if you put a 60 tick up there, it'll give you a better perspective of what the balance looks like. Where did that 60 tick go? $24 tick just gets ravaged in this, doesn't it? Barkin speaks at 10 o'clock. Fed's barking. And then I think we're done for a while. Logan and Asian session, just FYI. Thank you, Bill. Volume dropping down just a little bit. O'clock. Remember, we have a Fed speaker right now. It's dangerous trading. Like, you can really mess up your account really quick in this environment. especially with a Fed speaker, like you saw how it whipped before. Like Bill said, after 10:30 we'll see a volume drop off, and it should get easier. Should, not will, should. Coming down to that 94. So you're going to watch for the trap below 24,394. It's 380. I have it between 384 and 94. So it's one of these two, but you're going to watch for the trap below that. And then the recapture is what we want. So someone's undoubtedly going to try and grab that off of there. So even if you're not trading it, you can learn from it, right? There it is. I don't believe they will just tag it and let it go, but who knows? Yellow dot up on the 2032. And they just took it right to the tick. That's like almost, yeah, like, yeah, right. But they did, and that's all right. And I will not go, oh, it should have broken, and short that. So now we've broken below. They're trying to break back above. It broke back below on light volume, relatively speaking. Orange bar up. Again, I'm not bottom fishing this. I want to be clear. I do not care about the low. What I care about is knowing when the tide is turned and we've gone into grind up mode, right, or recovery mode, and getting that first three bar pullback and then algo. That's where I'm interested, where I have all the momentum with me, right? I don't want to catch the falling knife because I'm going to get my butt beat by doing that, right? So I don't want to be the guy in there, and I don't want to short the low, whatever that low may be, right? And now, because bar's speaking, it's going to do this 50 to 100 point whip around, or whoever it is, whoever the speaker is. Let me look. Barkin, the jobs market is somewhat weaker than the data suggests. If he utters anything like we should probably cut, like if he utters those words, we should probably cut, right? Watch it fly. Because right now you've got everyone going short, right? Like think of what retail world does. Oh, we're going to zero, right? Like, so let's look at the profile. What's everyone going to target down here? Hey man, you'd love to get underneath that. This low right over here. Oh, that locked up my computer. 94. Like if you look, this is where we tried to get underneath last time. This 394. See how they try to get underneath it? Unable. And that was the swing high. There's a swing high right there that we broke out from. So that area, I would say. Now can you get it to be constructive from there? Sure as heck not shorting it. I mean, he said stuff that people want to hear. I mean, we go up, but the upside more consensus ability more of markets to set expectations. Policy is still modestly restrictive. And I told you that would happen if they got them trapped down there. Right? So it makes sense from there. We're back to the 100. We're looking for things to get constructive. You are not shorting after that, guys. Not in the hole. I'm telling you, bear market rallies, suckarama. Trying to short them is like the worst thing ever. And if you think about how long we've been down here now, we have people good and buried price-wise, right? So you're looking for 3 bars back, 4 bars back. If we start to run, even if it's 200 or 300 points up, that's what you're looking for. What I'm not looking to do is short, right? If someone else can do it, man, they're awesome. That's great. I know we're not to be stupid. Telling you think, oh, they're going to bring it right back down. That's 10 bars in a row. Blue diamond up. That's where you start your momentum, right? You often will get follow through off of that. You want to retrace and along. If you're willing to bottom scoop, but that's above the 100 and the 200, right? We have the 100 coming up through the 200. White bar down and they're going to stuff it. Wow, that would be bullish on both bars. That's a strong stuff right there. I'm not long, but I sure would want to be. I'm more concerned about guiding everyone well today, including myself. But man, someone just really pushed to the downside and got sayonara'd. Usually in this condition, what my finding is if this first algo holds, you can rip for a lot of points if it holds, right? So it is what it is, but that's what I find. I'm going to go right for that 24,550. And that's the first hour point of control. And after the first hour point of control, you get above it, look for it to get constructive. We're going to attempt to reject off of it the first time because that's what they do there. Right to it to the tick. That's unreal, huh? And it went 52.50 and it rolled down off of it. Isn't that cool? I'll be right back, guys. Excuse me. The algo should have taken that long. And indeed it did. Should be up about 800 now if you're taking it. Pretty cool, huh? Oh, bang, bang. Look at that. This is on the 24 tickers. Is my number right? Let me go check my machine. Over 550, guys, I'm telling you. We're going to work on that head and shoulders there. White bar up. That would fire long, I believe. You should have gotten your some of your scales on that. 6 of 10. Am I incorrect on that? Star up on the 24 tick. That usually gets some kind of follow through. Whoa, said the pony. That should have done it for you. Look at that. How cool is that? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good adjustment. We all owe Bill a big gratitude of thanks because he's the one who figured out. I guess I suggested the 32, but he figured out the scales on that. He did a lot of work on the background to help me confirm at least the thesis or the idea. I'm telling you, I would not be aggressively shorting at this point. I may be wrong about it, but I would not be. Yeah, that's fine, Nate. You can totally do that. Or if you have multiple accounts, just let one run and the others lock it in and win. You should be, what's your P&L now? Can I ask? Can you DM me or something? Yeah, it's 3 and done. Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, you're getting paid when Bar's speaking. I mean, you're getting paid today, period. You're like, there's a lot of people that are going to be jealous of you. That's all there is to it. So great job, man. That's what I would say. Over 550. I'm telling you, we could change the context of this day today. You're looking for pullbacks after this. Everything's crossing up over the 200 on both time frames. I am not bearish here. I want to reiterate, not bearish here. Right into VWAP. That's the last hurdle before they break clear kind of deal. And we're still in the last 10 minutes here of crazy land. See, they're going to start playing that 550 against that VWAP now. Just watch how the computers are playing it, what they do. You know you got to be under 550 to go lower now. You know you do. So that VWAP doesn't mean jack. My question I keep asking is, what do I need to do to grab this? Like, to figure out the turn in real time and give it to the rim. Like, what is that quality that we're looking for? Volume hasn't dropped off at all. Or you don't have to do anything and just watch and learn. Choice B. But I know if we hold over that 550, it's the shorts are toast. Now I just got to figure out how to get into it. BS back to mid. Great. Thank you, sir. Well, 70s become interesting. So we've shifted the point of control lower. We are over the first hour point of control. All we gotta do is take out this intraday VWAP. See ya. And that's great. If we can get this pattern down on the high volatility days, we'll be able to convert it to a lot of dinero. Back to the 603. That was Globex low, I believe. We got the read right, guys. We just need to incorporate that a little bit better. That's all has to be done. All that has to be done. I knew when we got over that 550. So, Bill, we need to go back and look at that and see how we could have gotten that. How we can capture that. Man, look at that. Once they get it turned the other way, they're just like, oh, we're all in. We're in. And we had that turn too. If you left a trailer, look at that. See ya. That was beautiful, guys. It's just jet fuel now. Boom. Now, I do not know what happened there, but wow. Wow. What a run when they squeezed above that 549.50. What a squeeze. 100 points straight up. Just wow. All the peeps are trapped, is what that is. Guys, any questions about how we ran the RIN this morning? I wonder if someone's still speaking just because of the way we're trading. They squeezed them out every inch. We're probably going back to test that 450 at some point today. Fixes at 20.44. Excuse me, 23.98. Apologize. I should have already gotten its scales. Why didn't it take that? I didn't get filled in sim. I just got an alert that I did get filled in real time, however. Did anyone else get a fill on that? Brian, you did? Good. And scales, right? Good. Yeah, the 32 was a good adjustment. We're getting a little long in the tooth for continue to take entries. Just heads up on that. Okay. So I don't know how long we're going to rip. This is the part I don't have a lot of experience in because I haven't traded like this, right? Just FYI, Jason. So um, I don't know how to guide on this point. I knew above that 24,550 we had a good chance of a squeeze. And you should still be on your trailer, so you still have more size, so you're getting second entries when everyone else isn't, right? Nate, did you get two fills there? And why is mine not filling at all, even on sim? In grind up mode, the volume should have fallen off by now. Bill, confirm. Guys, if y'all are up on the day, that's a good accomplishment. Days like today are usually train wrecks for us, right? Usually, by the way, I've seen barking comments coming around right now. Fed's Barkin's comments are coming across right now, just FYI. So, Bill, can you give me the reference of what I'm looking for? Please, sir. I see the volumes dropped off to 2,000 to 3,000 per minute on average. So what am I looking for it to change? I know you know it, but I don't. Okay, no problem. I think that's long. Am I not confused? Yes, it is. I'll be back in a minute, guys. I'm taking a little mental health break.
objectives. Bomb has been planted. Finish the mission.
Enemy contact.
Enemy contact. Reloading. Cover me. Yeah. Ready up. Defend the objectives.